this is how what we did in there. You could purchase hemorrhoid cream on commissary. And we kept it in our box to use for under our eyes.
I have never heard of this before. Hemorrhoid cream for your under eye area? Not gonna lie, I'm considering putting some hemorrhoid cream on my under eyes, purely for science. Hello everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hyram. Today is going to be a very, very interesting video because we're gonna be watching some prison skincare routines. Now I know you might be thinking, what? You can have a skincare routine in prison? Yes, you actually can. And this isn't actually the first video I've done like this. I remember a few years ago, I reacted to another YouTuber named Jessica Kent who went into detail about how she took care of her skin when she was in prison, and it was really enlightening seeing the ways that people in jail and prison will try to prioritize self-care. And I think it's absolutely fascinating. So I'm really interested to see stories of people who have spent time in prison and what they did to take care of their skin. So let's just jump into this. Per usual, I want to give my standard disclaimer. I've worked as a skincare specialist and developed my own brand, but I am not a licensed esthetician or a dermatologist, nor do I claim to be. If you are having any serious concerns with your skin, please go see your esthetician or dermatologist to get that shit treated. I make these videos to share my thoughts, opinions, and experiences about skincare, and hopefully it's a good time for you as well. This first one is from Taylor Be Nice.
Hey, I'm Taylor, and I want to show you my skincare routine using an egg.
An egg?
So,
interesting.
Yeah,
okay, this is gonna be wild. I just know it.
So you just gonna crack this egg up in here. Just like
I really have no idea where this is going.
And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this on your face, and it's gonna turn really hard, like a
okay, I think I know where this is going.
Like a mask. Like it's gonna be so hard, you're not gonna be able to talk. You're gonna be moving around like this. You want to be laying down flat on your back, like you making that baby, scratching that cat. All right, let's put it on.
Okay, interesting. So she mixes the egg yolk and the egg whites together. Oh, okay, look at her face. Yeah, okay. It honestly kind of looks like that super viral, like really bougie face mask. I actually tried it once for a flip review in the past, and that was an experience, let me tell you. What is this mask?
And it's still cracking, feel like it's still cracking. So this is something you do at night when you get in the shower so you can really like...
Interesting, okay.
But that is how you do a chemical peel without the chemical.
Oh, okay. A chemical peel. Okay, I'm going to assume she's like kind of being sarcastic for that. I did not see her mention it being related to prison unless she's like currently in prison. I'm not 100% sure. Wait a second.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Taylor. I did 17 years in prison. I'm going to show y'all how to make some prison makeup.
Gotcha. Okay, so I guess her story is that she did 17 years. That is a long time to be in prison. Oh my goodness. Now, let me describe this egg hack because this has been a long time DIY at-home face mask kind of hack that you'll usually see on like Pinterest. And I say normally I kind of have like iffy feelings about it, I guess, because while the egg whites do create that kind of like peeling effect on the skin, which a lot of people enjoy using to give your skin a more like poreless look, the egg yolks contain something called xanthophylls, which can be drying and irritating to the skin, which is why they're not like amazing for the skin, but most people won't have sensitivity reactions to it. I'd say the most common reaction to using an egg on your face is just dryness and dehydration, which you can kind of see like as the formula is peeling up. It doesn't necessarily hydrate your skin. I'm just gonna say this as we start this video. Normally, when it comes to skincare products and hacks, I am very strict about my expectations and standards because nowadays there are so many amazing products out there that are super affordable to use. However, for people who are in prison, you have a very limited selection of what you can actually use. And typically cosmetic products are impossible to find in a prison, or even if you can get them through a prison store or trading system, are extremely expensive. So the ease of access for them compared to the rest of us is very different, which is why I'm not gonna hold these people to my normal like standards of skincare hacks because they don't have many options to begin with. This next one's by Sydney Pearl.
Today I'm trying a prison makeup hack for foundation. So I'm just mixing some baby powder, coffee and some lotion until I get kind of an alright shade and consistency. As you can see, this is a little bit too dark, but I thought I'm just going to go with it and then see what happens. Just blending it all in, and actually this looked like bronzing drops in lotion. I was really impressed.
It does. I'm honestly super impressed by this coverage. Like, what the heck? That is wild. Oh my gosh. So it looks like this content creator didn't actually go to prison. This is just a prison hack that they found, which I'd be really interested to see like where they got this from. But I have to admire the creativity going into making a foundation out of simple materials like that. Like that is so impressive and it looks so good compared to what I was expecting. And I used to work as a makeup artist, okay? I've seen a lot of bad foundations and that is way better than I thought. Who'd have thunk? I think it's really remarkable in the way that it shows the innovativeness of people within prisons to find ways that they can feel more beautiful, which is definitely a really important aspect of anyone who has to spend time in jail or prison. And I do want to touch on this, helping create a positive mental health environment within a prison system where people can feel like they're taking care of themselves and improving their confidence or even just feeling a little bit more beautiful is so important. It's a reason why a lot of nonprofit organizations have allotted resources to people in prisons in order to provide them with self-care rituals like skincare or makeup, because even they recognize that there's a really positive mental health benefit from being able to do things like that. And I'm just going to say it because I already know there's going to be people in the comment section saying they don't deserve it. They committed a crime. They deserve punishment. You don't know the crime of everyone in prison. We definitely can't count on our judicial system to provide accurate and fair sentences that properly penalize people for the things that they did. There is a large disproportionate amount of people of color and Black individuals who are imprisoned every single day for unjust reasons. Our criminal system disproportionately affects minority groups unjustly, and I definitely recommend that you read up about that. If these individuals are serving sentences and are expected to reintegrate back into society, don't we want to create a positive mental health environment where it can lead to a beneficial rehabilitative system that is able to help them understand why what they may have done is wrong and turning them into better individuals that can help our society? And finally, if you hear any accounts of what it's like to be in a jail or prison, it is a hellish environment. It is such an awful place to be in, no matter the severity of your crime. And I definitely think that everyone deserves to feel beautiful and feel good about themselves, especially if you're in a terrible environment like that. That's not the point of this video, but I do want to point that out because I can already see the comments. And I'm just going to say that everyone deserves to be able to practice self-care, show themselves some love, and feel beautiful. Anyway, I think this is a really cool hack. The next one is from Tina Tsakonas.
Let's do a full face of jail skincare. If you didn't have money to buy commissary, you got a little bitty soap that they gave you for free. If you did have money, you could buy some dial soap or something like it off commissary. Some jails give you a washcloth, but some don't. If you don't have one, you can...
That is crazy that like some jails don't give you a washcloth. Wow.
Or just use your white t-shirt or your uniform. This is also how we washed off any makeup or anything we tried to put on. You can make a face scrub out of coffee and sugar,
yes.
Or some people just use salt.
Wow, salt, really? I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know how rare it is to be able to get like coffee grinds or sugar, but I can see how salt would be common. I'm just gonna say it. Would I ever recommend physical exfoliants? Probably not, but if you have been in prison for a long time with absolutely no exfoliation to your face, you know, it could definitely help to get those dead skin cells off. Damn! Who am I and what have I done with Hyram? Never thought I'd recommend a salt scrub.
For moisturizer, it was this really cheap stuff. Some places had cocoa butter. I'm just going to show you the consistency with this. It's really like liquidy. It's not thick at all.
That looks like a standard cocoa butter moisturizer.
They gave us, some jails gave us clear, some jails gave us the white toothpaste, and we would just put it on the pimple and we would let it sit and dry up, and it would usually dry the pimple up.
Yeah, the old toothpaste on the pimple hack, I'm very familiar with it.
I would put cold toothpaste on it.
Until I took it to like another level and like put it everywhere on my face.
First off, I want to say cocoa butter is a great ingredient, particularly if you have dry skin, so no issue with that as a moisturizer. And I think it's great that she used the moisturizer before putting toothpaste on the pimples. Will toothpaste on a pimple ever be better than a pimple treatment? Absolutely not. Nor will it ever help an issue like acne or cystic acne. But if your pimple is due to having excessively oily skin, then yes, putting toothpaste will be able to help it at least dry out. Okay, this video is from Amanda Dove. Oh my gosh, I've seen a bunch of her videos. I really like her content.
A hair out of your head, like if you have long hair, you can take one strand of hair and tie it around a mole, like a raised mole, and like choke it off, choke its blood supply off or something. The mole will fall off. My roommate did it.
Oh my god, that is hardcore, bro. My hair would definitely snap in half before it would work to do anything for a mole like that. I could see how that would work, but would I ever endorse that? No. Those are definitely best to get clinically removed if possible.
You can use a bobby pin to extract a pimple, especially in your ear. They're hard to reach.
Really? A bobby pin. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know about that one. Ooh, that is bold. Speaking from personal experience, using a tool to extract pimples is really never a good idea unless it is someone who is licensed to do that. Now, I can understand if it's a place that is really hard to reach with your fingers, and I guess it could be a little bit more sanitary, but the risks are really high when you're using a tool because you can very easily like puncture your skin. The whole reason I have scars on my nose is because I tried to do my own nose pore extractions way back when I didn't know anything about skincare. But then again, they don't have things like salicylic acid. So, I mean, if anything, I'd probably say I would recommend the toothpaste hack over that. But I guess if you do have a really big pimple and you're trying to get out all the pimple juice, I'm conflicted on this one. I don't know how I feel.
Hack, but a product, African black soap. No pimples.
Oh, interesting.
Clean
Okay,
face.
African black soap has long been praised as like a really good soap for helping with breakouts and acne. I personally do think that there are better solutions out there for treating those concerns, but it is an effective cleansing agent. I am interested to see if a commissary would offer the option to buy African black soap. But yeah, African black soap can definitely be like a deep cleansing product, especially if you don't have like a face cleanser, you know? By the way, I recommend checking out her videos. She makes a lot of them about addiction, what the prison experience is like, what life is like after you get out. Oh, it looks like she has another one.
Are you or somebody you know going to prison soon? Let me put you on to some prison skincare. There is no face lotion. You're going to use Jergens if your prison has it.
Okay,
or
Jergens
you're
can
going
work.
to use something called lotion, and it's just like this super generic lotion. A lot of prisons though have cocoa butter, and that's another good option. If you really want to give yourself like a whole facial, you can use a coffee scrub. You just take coffee and you combine it with like either Vaseline or a lotion, and you use it to kind of exfoliate your face.
Okay, I love that she mentioned that because a lot of people will just use coffee grounds and water, which can be way too abrasive for the skin. But if the coffee grounds are able to be diluted and dispersed in a lotion, that makes it a lot more gentle on the face, and it'll help prevent you from pushing the coffee grounds as deep in your face. So that's a great hack.
Caffeine in the coffee also like increases blood flow to your face, and it just makes you look all fresh.
No, not really, but
so
it will,
wake up
you know,
with
kind of
puffy
refresh your
eyes.
skin.
Brew yourself some tea. Wait for the tea bags to get
the tea
cold.
bag
There's
hack.
no ice in prison. Put them on your eyes.
Yes.
Sit there and rest. And try to block out the sound of bars slamming and the officers screaming and the women fighting, and just depuff your eyes.
Wow, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a testament to how needed these kind of self-care rituals are to provide some sense of peace from just the chaos that is their daily life. And the teabag hack has been used for like hundreds of years to like reduce eye puffiness, and it's just kind of like a great relaxing way to get some skin benefits. I mean, caffeine has been used on the under eye area to help like kind of depuff and tighten the area. While there's not a lot of caffeine in tea bags to be able to do that, it's still, you know, a nice experience.
Oh my gosh, and if you can get saran wrap, like if you can get somebody from the kitchen to get you some, you can put Vaseline like all over your nose and then saran wrap and sleep in it.
I mean, that's a very old hack that people have used for a long time to help like dissipate the blackheads on your nose. It's definitely not as effective as something like salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, of course, but it does work for some people, and I think that's actually really smart. Just ask for some saran wrap. Just blown away by this creativity. Okay, we finally get a guy. I was waiting for this. I'm like, please. I want to see some men's skincare recommendations. It looks like salt.
You would not believe your eyes if 10 million big black guys came in your ass as you fell asleep.
First off, the song choice is interesting. I can't tell if that's salt or sugar. Either one. Not amazing. I will say, you might be wondering why I'm not more horrified by the toothpaste hack. Sorry, not toothpaste. Toothbrush hack. And I actually saw this in my previous video reacting to Jessica Kent, where she used coffee grounds and a toothbrush. Exfoliate the skin, which is, you know, a choice. I'm not going to judge her too much for it. I will say that this is more gentle, but I feel like the best hack I've seen so far for like getting that exfoliation experience is definitely the coffee grounds mixed with lotion. I feel like that's a much better alternative than using a toothbrush, because that is just asking for skin redness and irritation, and it's really abrasive on the skin and will not lead to good long-term results. So yeah, I'd probably pass. Okay, this is Marcy Mary.
Some of you ladies have asked for what kind of beauty regimen we used in the penitentiary, and I think that people do this out here, but this is where I learned this trick. I took a little nap this afternoon, so you can see my eyes are a little puffier than usual.
Okay.
So This is how what we did in there. You could purchase hemorrhoid cream on commissary. And we kept it in our box to use for under our eyes.
I have never heard of this before. Hemorrhoid cream for your under eye area? I can confidently say I've never seen the skincare hack before. Wow.
Yeah, so we just take just a tiny bit. And it helps with the puffiness. That's way probably more than to use.
Well, first off, she is adorable. I have never heard of hemorrhoid cream being used for the under eye area. And it's interesting because the active ingredient in hemorrhoid cream is, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation per usual, but it's phenylephrine, something like that. And it's used specifically to treat like anal fissures, obviously hemorrhoids. And at first glance with this hack, I am a little bit like, what? That is so random. But at the same time, while your face skin is sensitive, you know it's a lot more sensitive? Your anus. The more you know. I mean, anything you're putting in that area has to be very tolerable for like the most thin, most sensitive skin. I mean, it's your booty hole. But I don't know. Like, I'm sure it would be able to help heal sores or wounds on your face, I guess. But if you guys know anything more about this, like comment it down below because I would genuinely be interested in knowing like what the benefits of like topical under eye application would be. Because I'm interested and not gonna lie, I'm considering putting some hemorrhoid cream on my under eyes purely for science. If you want me to do it, just say it. I mean, if it works, I'm definitely going to do that. Well, I think that's a good point to sum up the video. I did not expect to be seeing the last one as a hack, but what are my thoughts on all of these? I mean, honestly, when it comes to the majority of these skincare hacks, they are not ones that I would ever see myself recommending on this channel, except maybe like the Vaseline and of course like using a moisturizer. But for the rest of them, they're obviously not the best or even great things for your skin, but they do provide, you know, at very minimum, a little bit of skincare benefits, which can be really beneficial when you're locked in a prison and you don't have access to the outside world with the plethora of beauty products that the rest of us have access to. And I think it's definitely commendable for a lot of these people still striving and working to practice that self-care, even in an environment that breaks down your confidence and doesn't really make you feel human. I think it's really cool that these people are sharing their stories. I don't think it's our place to judge if we don't know what they did. And I think at the end of the day, everyone deserves the right to feel beautiful and that they can take care of themselves. But what do you guys think of these hacks? I would love to know your opinions. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, I think this is such a fascinating thing to delve into. And if you guys want to see me react to more videos like this, I would love to, because there's, I'm sure, so many out there. If you haven't seen my previous video reacting to Jessica Kent's skincare routine, I definitely recommend it because she did some wild things when she was in prison. While a lot of us can't change the system, I think we can definitely support these creators that are making an effort to help give helpful guidance to other people who might be in the same situation as they were and are just looking for an opportunity to feel beautiful. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.